One of the most helpful shifts that we can make in relationships is letting go of the idea that we're searching for someone who has it all figured out, and instead asking whether we're both willing to grow.
I think a lot of it is doubling down on basics. I mean, there's like, three key things that I sort of anchor in How to Love Better. Mm-hmm. There's the concept of kindness, compassion, and growth. And with kindness, whomever you are in proximity to, whether that's your roommate, your, family members, or your partner, they're going to see the best of you and the worst of you. Part of that is because of some degree of vulnerability. And that's really valuable. You want to be able to show people, the heaviness that you're carrying sometimes. But something that happens with long-term relationships is that it's really easy to get into a rut where you're just, are always complaining and forget to intentionally bring in the sweetness of a relationship to like balance it out. There's also the concept of compassion, where it's a very specific type of compassion. It's literally the ability to step outside of your perspective to see the perspective of another. Now, if you look at any style of argument solution, that specific type of compassion is needed. Like you need to be able to see outside of your perspective to be able to come to a resolution. And I think that's like one of the clearest ways that you can love a person. And then the last part is growth, where if you enter a relationship, automatically you are in a chamber of learning. Like, the person who's next to you is going to be such a clear mirror, and you will know what you're good at and what you're not good at right away. Mm-hmm. So you kind of just have to accept the journey of growth.
That idea alone can reframe so much because it shifts the focus from fixing your partner to understanding yourself. Diego also offers a very practical way to work with emotions as they arise, especially in moments of tension.
I really think preventive communication is so valuable. Like when you wake up in the morning, telling your partner how you feel, and it could be something so simple and unprompted, just offering the information. Like, I feel pretty good today, or I feel, some tension moving through me, or the argument I got into yesterday with my boss is still like, resonant in my body. But just giving a little piece of information about where you're at can be so valuable. Like whenever my wife tells me that she's not feeling great, I'm like joyful to receive that information, because then I know that I can, give her space, support her. We can talk about it, like whatever it is, but I can't read her mind. So having a little bit of information to see what her inner world is like can be really valuable, and it really helps stop unnecessary arguments from happening, because a tense mind will look for more cannon fodder. It'll look for more to be tense about. And it's so easy when you're standing right next to me. I'm like, oh, of course I can just be mad at you.
Yeah. you're the target in closest proximity.
Totally. Yeah.
This kind of awareness isn't just useful in relationships with others. It starts with how we relate to ourselves, because the stories that we tell ourselves about who we are, what we deserve, what we're running from, shape every single connection that we make.